Jesus Christ, you don't know the rules?
Everybody's a suspect!
Hey everybody, it's B Diz, the rock star, part of SuperObvious. In this video, we're talking about if Randy was alive longer in the Scream franchise. Let's go.
What do we do?
Everybody dies.
Randy was born in between 1978 and 1979. He is the horror movie geek and works at a video store that he got fired at and rehired twice. Randy is a very important character in Scream. He is like that guy who tells our characters about how to survive these attacks and murders like it's a scary movie, in detail. His insight and info could help save people's lives if they listened to him. Between Stu and Randy in the first movie, it was pretty much a coin toss on who you think is the funniest in their own ways. Throughout the original, Randy has so many quotables in the movie. Towards the climax, he was shot by Billy in the shoulder when Billy revealed himself to be one of the Ghostface killers. He does survive after the acts of the first movie. In Scream 2, him and Sid attend Minzer College, where Sid dates a guy named Derek, where Randy admits that he still has a big crush on Sid even after the first movie. Him and Dewey talk about these new murders on campus. Randy explains to Dewey on how the murderer around this time will be more violent, who the killer or killers could be will be more complicated, and the bar of how fucked up all this stuff can be will be higher than it was before. While Gail, Dewey, and Randy get a call from the killer, Dewey wants Randy to stay on the phone with Ghostface while Dewey and Gail search the area. Randy talks a bunch of shit about Billy to the Ghostface, which we know was Mrs. Loomis, so she super kills him. The talk is this attack was intended for Gail, but Randy was killed instead after talking so much shit about Billy to his mom. In Scream 3, Randy left our remaining legends, Sid, Gail, and Dewey, a video he made before he was brutally murdered that was shared by his sis Martha. Upon seeing Randy, they are in shock, also in huge sadness from seeing their friend that's dead. But he warns and informs them that for 3, that the rules are again different. They need to look in the past for answers on how to figure out who Ghostface is. Also, this is the end of a trilogy and anybody could die, even Sid. He explains how he had sex with a coworker while putting up dirty movies, so he messed up and is no longer a virgin. The stakes seem higher than before, if that was even possible. Seeing Randy in this kind of farewell video trying to help them is super emotional and breaks your heart, especially if you're really invested in the franchise and these characters, especially someone as lovable as Randy was. And you can see that all his friends miss him. In 5, Chad and Mindy, who Randy is their uncle, and Martha, who is her bro, have a memorial for Randy in their home in his honor. Randy's personality is pretty much split, where Chad kinda has the admirable quirkiness of Randy, where Mindy has the very complex horror movie survival knowledge that she constantly flaunts around her character counterparts in 5 and 6. So let's talk about if Randy was alive longer in the franchise. Some people say if he didn't die in 2, then Dewey would have died when getting attacked for the second time in the studio area of the college while Gail having to watch. In Scream 3, Randy would have used his super horror dork knowledge and personal experience in the Woodsboro murders to be a part of the Stab set film within the movie as a creative advisor, someone that was actually there. Again, this would be if Dewey had died in 2 and Randy was alive in 3. There's also the idea that Randy does not survive by the end of 3, but the emotional impact would still feel a lot worse because instead of Randy dying midway in 2, he survives the rest of 2 and dies sometime in 3. Being alive just a little longer would make his death more tragic because there was more time for him to grow on us, to care about him more than we already did. If not in 3, Randy would definitely die in 4, but before then, we would be able to see Randy with his sister Martha on screen at some point, which would be nice. In 4, Randy and Sid officially are a couple like Randy had always wanted, and this is Randy alive up to this point, and Sid never got together with Detective Mark Kincaid. To make his death even more sad, Jill is specifically the one to kill Randy, one to hurt Sid since she hates her so much. Also, Jill jealous to see Sid in a happy relationship when Jill is dealing with getting cheated on by Trevor. This would be explained by Jill to Sid when she explains her motive. In 5, when we see the Randy memorial and we were just introduced to Mindy and Chad, they could mention how Randy was killed and the time frame would be a lot more recent since Randy died in 4 and not in 2. This would add to how sad his death was since it was more recent. When Sid returns, during the climax and Ghostface reveals, Richie and Amber can mock the death of Randy, saying how it would have been epic if they were the ones to kill him, the boyfriend of the great Sidney Prescott. Yeah, that's the video. Let me know in the comments what you think about Randy's bio and what kind of things do you think would have been different if he was alive longer in the Scream franchise. Like and share the video, subscribe to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Totally for sure.